So welcome back to Orchid House. I'm Olivier in Fort Lauderdale, and today I'm behind the camera, which means it's not going to be as good. And also I'm going to have to do two things at once, which is show you actually three things. Think about what I want to talk, and then hold the camera. But anyway, so I'm not going to give you care tips for Phalaenopsis. I'm just going to show you a bunch of my Phalaenopsis. Most of the one in bloom right now are hybrids, because it's the spring still. I have a bunch of smaller species, but they usually bloom over the summer, so not many of those are in bloom, but I'll show you the plants anyway. So I'll post below the video a link to the two videos I made on care for Phalaenopsis, and this way you can always go back to them. So the beauty with Phalaenopsis is the variety in colors. This is stunning. This is a beautiful one, and you see all sorts of colors and hues and contrasting lips. So my philippinensis here, it bloomed for the first time after 5 years last year. I had one spike, this year I have two. There's still not that many flowers, but this is not an easy species to grow. I think it's gorgeous. That lip, the beautiful lip with the yellow and red markings, is stunning. It's pretty much scentless though. Another hybrid here with more pastel tones. Hybrid with more aggressive tones. I believe these are called harlequins, if I'm correct. This is almost done, and the color is somewhat faded, but you see again a nice contrast between a somewhat pastel flower color and then a very dark lip. Okay, so we're gonna go over here. This is a new Phalaenopsis violacea that I just bought, and I'm gonna mount it. It's attached so that it doesn't wobble, and hopefully it's gonna grow roots soon, new roots. This one I can't, on my own I cannot show you, but there's roots attaching to the mount. It's been blooming for 2 months now. It's a species, Tetraspis cerulea. These flowers are very dark. This is dying, it's the end, but I don't know, maybe that's over for now. It did bloom for 2 months. A little cameo appearance of Psychopsis schilleriana, which is one of the 4 butterfly species. This marvel here is a primary hybrid called Samera, which is a cross between Bellina and Violacea, which are 2 sister plants, and it really looks like a Bellina. It also smells like it. It's very, very pleasant. Some fancy hybrids. Norman Batman, it's a peloric plant, so the lip here mimics the petals, and then you have the 3 sepals. There's a lot of flowers. This thing is extremely happy. This is a recent acquisition. This is Tetraspis C1, I believe. Yeah, C1. So that's the one that has these funky colors. So the flower has usually red or white petals and sepals, but it's random. It's random across the inflorescence. It's random from one bloom to another, and you never know what you're going to get. It's quite beautiful. They're very popular. Then my beautiful equestris, variety Cyanochilus. It's started a new season. It's probably going to bloom for 10 months straight. It's just the beginning. It's going to be quite spectacular. I'm confident about that. This is Fimbriata, recently purchased, but it's already, you see, there's already, that's what you want. Yeah, okay, yeah, in the videos I show you, the root ball is what tells you if, yeah, this one is great, as you see. This is Mini Mark. You see all these fresh green tips. That's what you want. That's proper watering. And if you click on those video links, I tell you more about it. So Mini Mark is a super popular mini. I cannot show you that. I only have 2 hands, but there's 2 spikes there. It's going to bloom for the first time, and I believe there's 2 more here. Yes, I hope you can see them. This is Hieroglyphica, fairly recent acquisition, but yeah, you see already the root growth is everywhere. Only at 2 or 3 months now, so that's critical. That's how you have a healthy collection, when you manage to water them properly and they have all these beautiful roots. This is mentawaiensis, which is rarer, but that's basically a violacea that has larger flowers and longer inflorescences, and there's more coming. This is a beautiful, delicate what is it? Equestris, variety cerulea with times yang blueberry. That's the tag right there. So this behaves like equestris, so it's a sequential bloom. It hasn't stopped blooming since I bought it in January. It's really beautiful and delicate. Okay, so lindenii, there's a video on this one as well. There's a new spike for the new season, and that's going to bloom probably between 6 to 8 months, maybe 10 if I'm lucky. Tetraspis alba, that's the end of a flower here, but there's 2 more coming. It has been blooming non-stop for months now. Another new acquisition that I want to mount. It has these fresh roots, which I hope we're going to readily attach to the mount. Then schilleriana, not very special right now, but I mean, it bloomed. There's a video as well. I'll post these videos. I bought it, I think, 2 years ago now, and it was very tiny. It had hardly any roots, and look at this root system. Schilleriana is a very aggressive root system. It's all over the mount. The other side, yeah, all these roots are everywhere. And so it bloomed again this year. I only had 6 flowers still, but I mean, the plant is healthy. There's a few bellinas here, not in bloom at this point. Tetraspis, a purple variety, is about to bloom soon. Those tetraspis are insane. I mean, they bloom a lot. It's really beautiful. A violacea alba, which has a new spike here, and should start blooming soon as well. So that's it here for a bunch of species that are usually varieties that bloom in the summer. And then I'm going to take you here to, yeah, this beauty. These are all hybrids with that new type of lip that's so popular. Magnificent colors. This is another one. Beautiful colors. Look at that. Yeah, this is it's over. God, I love those new lips. This is really the end. Beautiful yellow flowers, but that's obviously the end. Yeah, that's it here. We're going now. Tiny little one. These flowers are going to fade and turn eventually completely white. They last a long time. This is another one of my favorite colors. Tea-like, if you will. Pastel colors here. Of blooms on this one as well. So that's it for today. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.